guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. Today I'm going to read you Franny K.Stein, Mad Scientist, The Invisible Fran, Chapter 9 to Chapter 12. Chapter 9, Let Me Make Myself Clear. The next morning, Franny combined silicon molecules with chameleon DNA and some disappearing ink. She ran the formula through an endoscope, which is like a microscope, but it's designed to make things harder to see. She poured the formula into a very, very clean glass. She gulped it down and ran to the mirror to see if it worked. She liked what she saw, or rather, she liked what she didn't see, which was herself. The formula had worked. She was invisible, and it was time for school. Chapter 10, Children should be heard and not seen. Invisible at school. The temptations are hard to resist, especially for one with a mind as inquisitive as Franny's. She had a quick peek in the school's cafeteria kitchen. She zipped in and had a look in the principal's office. She stopped in briefly to find out exactly what the teachers were doing in the teacher's lounge. She found all of the locations fascinating, but she had to get on to the next pace in her plan to get the kids to devote themselves to mad science in the way that Franny knew she should force them to want it. Franny strolled into her class completely unseen. She walked up to Erin, who was reading, and whispered in her ear, "I think I'd like to have a look at Franny's robot again." Erin sat down her book and looked around, confused. I guess I'd like to have a look at Franny's robot," she said, believing that she had thought what Franny had whispered. She walked over to the mechanical creature and began looking it over. Next, Franny did the same thing to Lawrence and Pill, and they, also believing the thoughts were their own, walked over and joined Erin. Franny whispered to Pill, "It would be great if this robot had a huge crushing hand, don't you think?" And Pill repeated exactly what Franny had said. Franny moved Erin's and Lawrence's head to make it look like they were nodding yes. All afternoon, Franny kept giving them one idea after another. She also checked and double-checked that the adjustments they were making were correct. Erin, Lawrence, and Pill got more and more excited as they worked on the robot, believing that they were the ones responsible. By the end of the day, Franny was exhausted but happy. She had made a lot of progress on the robot, and her friends thought that they had contributed. Back at home, Franny took the invisibility antidote and told Igor all about the experiment. It was a little bit funny, Igor. They really thought they were working on the robot. Of course, they're not qualified to do anything that complicated yet, she said. I'm not sure the Pill could even put batteries in a flashlight. But they had fun, and it boosted their confidence, and maybe now they'll stop wasting time on those ridiculous diversions. Franny climbed into bed and drifted off to dream her mad science dreams, unaware that back at school something quite mad but quite unscientific was about to happen. Chapter 11, Sneaking Out to Join the Circus. Sneaking Out to Join the Circus. Erin, Lawrence, and Pill crept quietly into the school. They were wearing outfits unlike they had worn before. They were dressed like mad scientists. They had tools and notes and devices that no real scientist would use to finish a partly built robot. And yet, that is exactly what they intended to do. They surrounded the robot and waited for one of those brilliant thoughts to pop into their heads, but Franny wasn't there with her invisible whispers, so they just stood there looking at each other. After a while, Pill became impatient and decided to pretend to have a brilliant thought. "It should be able to squirt ketchup from its nozzle right here," he added. The other two nodded. "It needs to be able to extend this, like so," Erin said. also faking our idea. And I have a few changes I think we should make to its brain, said Lawrence, who sometimes had trouble changing his pants, much less a robot's brain. We are totally mad scientists now, Erin said as she pulled carelessly at wires in the robot's chest. There's nothing to it, Lawrence said, recklessly joining circuits inside one of the robot's brains. And Franny hardly did any of the work on this robot. It's really more our robot than hers, Phil added, and the robot beeped. Chapter 12, The New Robot is a Smash Hit. Franny walked happily into her classroom. She was thinking about maybe rescuing more kids from stupid hobbies. She was surprised, as anyone might be, to find that most of her classroom had been smashed to smithereens. Note, for anybody doing the conversion, there are 10 smithers in an ounce, and 10 smithereens are a smither. Erin climbed from underneath a smoldering chunk of desk. Thank goodness, she said. Another mad scientist to help us. Franny raised an eyebrow. Another mad scientist? What do you mean by another? You're not a mad scientist. Lawrence and Bill climbed down from their hiding places. Sure we are, Bill said. You should have seen us yesterday. That's right, Lawrence added. We finished the robot last night. You finished it? Franny shouted. You're not qualified to do that. What made you think you could create and activate something that complex and dangerous? The three of them just looked down at their feet. Then it suddenly occurred to Franny she was what made them think that. I have a very bad feeling about this, Franny said. That's the end of this channel. If you liked it, please click many likes and subscribe Reading Club. And I'll see you later with a new and improved channel. Bye, everybody!